Low-quality manicure and overlay can turn the prettiest hands in the world into this. I was convinced that this girl was a hand model for someone to practice, but no, she did them in a salon. Let's analyze what's wrong with these nails, why do they look like this? And of course, let's fix them and transform into beautiful extensions with diamond-cut nail art.
Let's take a look from the side view, and it's obvious that there's something wrong with the structure. There's too much product on the free edge and no product in the center where the apex is supposed to be. And because of that, some nails look like they're going upwards, up to the sky. This client used glue on multiple nails because they're broken and some of them are about to break. Surprisingly, these are not nail extensions, these are natural nails with gel overlay. Some of the sidewalls are badly overfiled and not covered, so once you have that, it is inevitable that there are going to be some cracks on the sides and eventually the nails will break. My original plan is to save her natural nails because it's pretty obvious it took her a while to grow them that long, but I'm not sure if it's possible. So first let's take off the product and take a look what's underneath. I'm filing them off with ceramic bead, green abrasive mark, the speed is 25,000 rotations per minute. And it's starting to get obvious that we have more cracks underneath the product. Also, I have a feeling that most of this product that we have on top of the nails is the white gel polish, matte top coat, and supposedly this pink color they used for the nail art. And underneath, there's an extremely thin layer of the product, which is definitely not correct. With this kind of length, you need to build the structure. Basically, you need to do the exact same thing when you do extensions. You need to build the apex, you need to make sure that you cover the sidewalls to protect them from breaking. There are many different ways to fix the broken nails, to fix the cracks, but if we will have them almost on each nail and they're going to be too deep, then unfortunately it will not make sense to try to save the nails. Also, as I file the product off, it feels suspiciously soft. Some soft color gels and gel polishes are supposed to be soft, but looks like we have only base coat here and the color. And of course, this is not enough to protect nails like this. It's been less than 3 weeks since they did this overlay, and we can tell by this margin near the cuticle, it's not that far. And it's really good that she came to me right now because we can take them off and most nails are not damaged yet, because if she would have waited for another couple weeks, then it would have been much worse because more nails supposedly were going to break and some damage can be done too. Wow, as we file off the product and I can see more of her nails underneath, it's obvious that they're so pretty and she had quite a length of her natural nails, so maybe it's still possible to save them. Let's proceed to Hello Kitty nail, and on previous nails you may notice that we have a clear base coat and the color, nothing else. But this nail feels and looks a bit different. I can tell that this one is not as soft as the previous ones, and we also have some nude color underneath. And she said that they supposedly used some kind of gel to add to this nail, and I wonder why did they use it only on this nail? It would be so great to do hard gel overlay on all of her nails to protect them from breaking. And as I file it off, I can feel how it's coming off so easily, especially along the sidewalls and near the cuticle, and we have some product lifting. However, this is the only nail that has some kind of structure and it didn't break. But there is no natural nail underneath. So at this point we realize that we are not going to save her natural nails because most of them are broken already. Wait a minute, is that a hole in the nail? What's going on? There's a hollow space without any product in the area where we're supposed to have more product. Probably they used gel and there was a giant air bubble right in this area that got cured. Or I don't really have another explanation of what had happened here, but we have undercured product right in the center near the nail, which is really bad because this can lead not just to broken nails and different injuries, but to potential allergic reactions due to long exposure to the undercured product. So we definitely need to take it all off. And before we proceed, let me show you a micro lens close-up of this nail. There's product lifting everywhere near the cuticle, on the sidewalls, and we can even see this bubble right now. So if you're applying product and you feel like something is off, maybe there's an air bubble or some lifting, it's better to fix it right away instead of sealing it. At first, I thought that this is the color of the product, but now I can also see some overfiled red areas on her natural nail. So I'm being extra careful to not overfile it even more. My goal is to file off the product entirely. Most times I don't do this. I leave a thin layer of the old product and then do new overlay. So I'm not going to damage the nail plate. But here we have undercured product, so this method is not going to work. We need to file it off completely because there still might be some particles that are undercured that are not really visible to our eye. And finally, this nail, which is fully broken and was fixed by glue, so also it will not make any sense to try to keep it. So I file off the free edge first and then file off the product on the top. Even if we could save her natural nail somehow and fix the cracks, on most nails the sidewalls were still overfiled, so they will not look great, the shape will not look good, and they will definitely not last anyways. So we decided that we're simply going to do new extensions, and over time she's going to grow her beautiful natural nails again. Whenever I'm filing off the product, I feel more relaxed because I can apply more pressure, but here I'm being so careful and it feels weird because it seems like this layer of the base coat that they have is almost non-existent, like there's the color and almost nothing else underneath. And there's another nail that was glued to her nail bed. So basically we have only 2 natural nails left out of 10, so I'm just trimming them and we proceed to the nail prep for the new extensions. First, let's push back the cuticles with orange wood stick, and it feels like I'm doing manicure and cuticle care to someone who didn't do it for quite a while, even though she had this overlay less than 3 weeks ago, which means they probably didn't do a very good job in prepping the cuticles too, and this is most likely the reason why the product was lifting near the cuticle and along the sidewalls. They didn't clean the cuticles properly. Her cuticles are slightly sticky, which means they stick to the nail plate pretty well. That's why it's important to take your time and securely push them back with orange wood stick first, so we're not going to damage them later with electric nail file. You can do the same with metallic pusher if this is the tool that you prefer. Let's proceed to the prep. This is diamond bead with red abrasive mark and the speed is 17,000 rotations per minute. By the way, if you would like to learn how to use electric nail file to do prep, manicures, product removal, and everything else, I have an online class for beginners, eFile 101. This is an online class which is suitable for beginners, nail enthusiasts, as well as for nail pros, and you will learn everything you need to know about using electric nail files. Whether you want to remove the product, do fills, or do safe nail prep without damaging the natural nails. You are going not just watch detailed tutorials, but also fulfill assignments, which are going to be graded by a live teacher. And at the end of the course, as you fulfill the final assignment, you will be issued a certificate. I will leave the link in the description box so you can learn more about it. Meanwhile, I switch to the opposite side and do the same in reverse mode now, and I'm really sorry, but I forgot to record the trimming part, so this is the final look. And now we're going to do product application, but first apply dehydrator, let dry, and non-acid primer. I'm super excited to try this design because the tips I'm about to use, I had them for like 3 years, and I didn't want to use them as they are because they're obviously low quality. But now I have a great idea and really hope it's going to work. Apply the base coat, cure for 30 seconds in LED, and these are the tips. They have this beautiful crystal-like texture on them. Like I just said, I didn't want to use them as regular tips. Instead, I'm going to do this. I place them right under the nail and hold it with my opposite hand, and then I'm going to use a hard, clear gel and build the free edge first, right on top of the tip. If it looks a bit confusing since I'm using the clear product, yes, it looks exactly the same in a real life. You just need to look very closely to make sure that you build the sidewalls, that you build the free edge, because it's really hard to see when it's transparent on top of transparent, but that's what we need to do. Make sure that you build a free edge which is connected with the nail bed so it's not going to fall off, and cure for 1 minute. And now I'm going to build the rest of the nail. So technically we're doing regular one color application, nothing extreme. So first I apply a clear gel from the cuticle area towards the free edge. Then I'm going to use one of my favorite techniques to work with the gel, floating technique. I simply take a drop of gel, place it near the cuticle, and then start the application. I'm not getting too close to the sidewalls to make sure I'm not going to flood them. And oh, this is a bit stressful, but I'm really trying my best to not get any bubbles inside. And the secret to do this is never lose the connection with the brush and the product. So once you take this drop, do not leave it. You see, my brush is always touching the product. We're supposed to add more product in the center to build the apex and make sure that you cover the sidewalls as well as the free edge. We're supposed to have enough product everywhere. Otherwise, the trick I'm planning right now may simply not work. Cure for 1 minute, and now let's take the tip off. And I've got to be honest, my heartbeat increased as I was doing this because I wasn't sure if it's even going to work, but luckily it did. On some nails, it was not possible to do the same trick because the nail beds were much longer. So I had to use additionally a form to make sure that it's going to be kept in place. So I feed the form like I normally do, and then I place the tip on top. As I place the tip under the nail, it's not secured in any way. So this design is definitely not for those clients who are not able to not move for like 5 seconds. So you need to pick someone more patient. And yes, I told my clients to be extremely careful, especially when she places the hands in the lamp. Cure for 1 minute, and then we proceed with building the structure of the nail. And it is quite tricky because we have clear on clear. So sometimes you're not able to see the details, so you may use the reflection of the light to make sure that you have enough product in the apex area as well as along the sidewalls. When I'm doing step 1 and build the free edge, it's important to add some product on the nail bed area too, so they're going to be on the same level, so that you will have the smooth surface already. And when you do step 1, it's pretty easy to build the structure. Cure for 1 minute, and this moment is so stressful. First we take off the form, and then we take off the tip. And luckily it's separated without any problems, because I was really worried if I'm going to take it off together with the nail. They look so pretty already. Now let's take off the sticky layer from the top, and it's time to file and shape the nails. I got way too excited about this nail art, so accidentally I did a different length on some nails, so we are going to fix it right now. I'm using a carbide bead with green abrasive mark. File them and make sure that the length is matching. Once I'm done with the matching length and the free edge, I proceed to the hand file. Normally, whenever I'm hand filing hard gel nails, I use 180 grit because gel is relatively soft compared to acrylic. And then when I need to file the surface of the nail, I mostly use buffers because there's not much to file. I just want to make sure that it's all smooth and we don't have any tiny bumps. And this is 180 grit buffer. All right, they look exactly how I imagined. And if you're wondering what's underneath, yes, there is a little texture, and I don't think it's going to be a problem. Then I use a light reflective dark purple gel polish and paint the nail bed area. So technically this is like a reverse French, and I do 2 coats to make sure I cover the nail. Seal with a glossy top coat, cure and LED, and this is the final look. I love this style and I'm kind of jealous now. I think I want to do something like this for myself too. Let me guys know, what do you think? Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing, as I post tutorials just like this one every week.